Hello! Today is May 26, 2023. The Butte Creek Mill is still under construction, but the country store is open for business. And it has been since October of last year. And ever since then, I've been enjoying all kinds of good stuff. I've been making pancakes, and I even have granola that I bought. This is really good stuff. It's very light. It's not too crunchy. It's not going to break your teeth. It's very good to snack on. It's delicious. I love it. Today we're going to make pizza. Homemade pizza. Using this Wheatza pizza mix that I bought from the Butte Creek Mill. We're going to make this pizza using these ingredients here. We've got some mushrooms, we've got pepperoni, we've got some Italian sausage, some onion, and bell peppers. We're going to make a supreme pizza, and there's the cheese we'll be grating and using that. So hopefully this will turn out really good. So we're going to start by sauteing all the toppings. I went online, and the consensus is that when you make a pizza that you want to have all your toppings already cooked before the pizza goes in the oven. And they say that's because when vegetables cook, they give off liquid, which will make the pizza soggy. So we're going to try that, and then we'll make the dough after I get all these vegetables sauteed. We're going to start with onion here, and then we're going to saute mushrooms and the bell peppers, and we'll go from there. I don't even know if I chopped these onions right. They look kind of big to be on a pizza, but oh well. Hopefully I didn't make too much. I don't know how much I need, but just in case, I bought eggs so I can make an omelet if I have leftover ingredients. Nothing will get wasted. Alright, now we got the mushrooms sauteing. So we'll just give them a few minutes. Give up their moisture. And we'll move on to the bell peppers. Alright, got our bell peppers sauteing. Make sure they get kind of cooked through a little bit, and so they won't ruin my crust and make it all soggy. Yeah, this is going to be a good pizza. Very good, I think. Alright, now it's time to cook the sausage up. So we'll just drop a little bit of this. Again, I don't know how much to use. I'm just kind of winging it here. But they give me this 1 pound package. So maybe we'll try getting away with using half. I don't want to break it up too much. made a pizza before, so this is all experimental. Oops. You know, there's lots of oopsies. We're almost to the point of no return. Once I start making that dough, it's do or die. Alright. So hopefully the rest of this goes well. This is probably the most important part of the pizza, is making sure the dough turns out correctly. So we're going to use this Wheatza pizza mix that we bought from Butte Creek Mill. And so first it says what we need to do is dissolve 1 level tablespoon of yeast in 1 cup of warm water into a bowl and let it stand for about 5 to 10 minutes. And then, so we'll start with that. We've got to do 1 level tablespoon. Okay, well, we can start with the water first. We get a cup of water. So here's our warm water. I'm going to just pour it in there. And then take our yeast. Alright, hopefully this will work. I say we just dump it in. There, like that. Alright, so we got a tablespoon, you know, more or less, a little bit more. I hope this doesn't affect it. Okay, now our next step is to let this sit for about 5 to 10 minutes. So we'll come back then and see what happens. Alright, we've got our yeast prepared. I don't know if it's working or not. It was supposed to get foamy. It never really did, but I checked the temperature and the water is definitely 110 degrees. I could see something going on, some kind of percolation in the water, but it's not like foamy per se. But we're going to forge ahead. I added some olive oil to the water and the yeast, and now we're going to measure out 3 1/4 cup of this stuff. We're going to pour it in there. It's kind of loose. I don't want to pack it in. Well, there's 1. Alright, there's 2. That's 3. A little bit left over for another shot someday, but alright. Just gotta work it with your hands here until a dough forms. There's just not enough liquid. Yeah, it's really dry. It's not supposed to be. We're going to try a little milk here, see if it makes a difference. Well, now it's kind of sticky. I can't win. Well, yeah, it helps a little. Alright, it's back to having a tacky texture, which is what I like. It was, before, it was too dry. I mean, it was wanting to break apart. Alright, then let's see. Alright, well, we'll check on it in half an hour and see if it puffs up at all. Fingers crossed. Well, I just read on the internet that I can add more of this stuff. Oh yeah, that's what we want. Alright. Oh, yeah. Yes. Alright, we're gonna let that sit for a while. That's the texture we want. Thank God. Okay. I think we're back on track. I learned that if the dough is too dry, you can add milk, and if it's too sticky, you add a little more flour or a little extra pizza dough. Alright, now we're going to try this again. We're going to let that sit for half an hour. Good luck, wish me luck, wish me luck, wish me luck. Alright, we're in the home stretch of our homemade pizza endeavor. Like, this dough was supposed to rise and it never did. So, that's a bad thing. But we'll put it right here, and we're going to start to knead this thing. We have a rolling pin somewhere. Somewhere. Just gonna put it over this rolling pin. I'm not sure if I've Looks like we got a pizza crust, more or less. Yeah, it's not very professional looking, but looks pretty good so far. So now, this is a 14 ounce. We don't even need this much pizza sauce. This is way more than we'll need. So we're going to bake this pizza at 400 degrees for 20-25 minutes. Alright. I'm just going to pour it right in the center. Like that. Keep it away from the edge. Like that. Except for there. Well, we're going to go right up to the edge, I guess. We'll put a little cheese on there. I don't even know what order to do this in. I'm just gonna arrange them like this. Just kind of go around the pizza with it. I don't know, is it okay to overlap? We're gonna overlap them. Again, I don't know if there's a particular order you're supposed to do this. I didn't. We're just winging it here. Yeah, I made way too much sausage. Remember, I was worried about that. And yeah, there's quite a bit here. Nope, just enough tomato, or not tomato, just barely enough mushrooms. So one package was clearly enough. I bought 2 of everything, so. Last, but not least, bell peppers. I know, is this like way loaded down or what? Too many bell peppers, too. Alright, is that a pizza or is that a pizza? Alright, we're less than 5 seconds away. We're going to pull this oven door open. There it goes. Fingers crossed we have something edible. Well, something. We have something here. What do you think? That looks pretty good, doesn't it? Oh. I mean, I think so. The crust didn't quite turn out even. It's like thick in some areas, thin in others. I was hoping for like a nice thick wall around this pizza. I don't have any Italian blood in me, by the way. I'm like German, Irish, you know. What do I know about pizza, huh? But, so this was the Wheatza pizza. Wheatza pizza. Actually, that sounds too familiar. But it is called Wheatza Pizza Mix from the Butte Creek Mill. And so we'll take a little break here. Next time you see me, we'll be getting ready to dive in and see if it's any good. Well, I think it looks pretty good. Doesn't appear to be burnt. The crisp is nice and set. The crust is, looks like it's nice and set. It's firm. It's not burnt. We might have something here. So I'm just gonna cut this thing. We'll just cut it in like quarters. There. People ask, why is the Butte Creek Mill important? Okay. The answer is right here. It's one of the answers. That mill, of course, it's pretty old. I mean, it was built in 1872, and it didn't deserve to just end up as a pile of ash, you know. So I'm glad that we're rebuilding it. It's important to preserve history, and I think it'll do this town wonders to have this mill up and running again. Well, without any further ado, let's try it. I'm good. I'm the man. Oh my God. Now, this is a wheat crust. I mean, they call it Wheatza pizza. That's because the mill produces wheat, that kind of wheat flour, you know what I mean? Oh, I'm a happy man. This pizza is amazing. And so I put, you know, as I discussed in my video, it's a supreme version. It's got Italian sausage, bell peppers, mushrooms, and green, yeah, bell peppers. So it just has, and pepperoni. And I just kind of winged it, didn't know how much. I knew that I needed 3 cups of cheese because I did research in there. Like if you're going to make a pizza, you need about 3 cups of cheese, bare minimum. So I'd say for future reference, you don't need a whole onion. I mean, I think I made 3/4 of a whole one. So probably you can get away with half, maybe even less than half of an onion. You just need 1 package of mushrooms. They're usually about 8 ounces. Then you only need 1 bell pepper. I made 2, and I had too much. I had left over. So I had leftover onion, leftover bell peppers, leftover sausage. So I'll be able to make an egg omelet with the rest of this stuff, with these leftover ingredients. The Butte Creek Mill is alive. It is roaring back, rising like a phoenix from the ashes. And I'm glad. I couldn't be happier. The crust did turn out more or less the way I needed it to. See, I wanted it to kind of have the thick crust around the side. I went on YouTube and watched a few videos on how to roll pizza dough and how to shape it and how to make the crust. And I think it turned out pretty good. Maybe I can become a chef for the Butte Creek Mill. I mean, I think it only took me like 4.5 hours to make this pizza. So our slogan will be, if you don't get your pizza in 4.5 hours, it's free. But I mean, this is all made from scratch. The dough, the top one, I had to cook the toppings. I wonder how this pizza would have turned out if I didn't cook the toppings. It would have probably been raw. 20 minutes. I don't think that's long enough to cook meat. It might be 400 degrees. So that was it. Butte Creek Mills Wheatza pizza. And you can do other things with this pizza mix too. You can make bread and cinnamon rolls and breadsticks. Yes, sir. This was a delicious pizza. Well, this particular crust, my crust that I made, came out rather chewy. It's not burnt. It's not a crispy crust. Maybe it's because it's too thick. It came out to be the right size. I had to fit it around this metal pie plate that I had. So I'm glad it did. I'm glad it fit. I want to thank everyone for supporting the Butte Creek Mill and to help it thrive, because it really, it's an important part of Eagle Point's history, and it needs to be preserved for generations to come. Bon appetit!